Hello there everyone, today we'll be looking at a bunch of tiny details and secrets in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. For the secret you probably clicked on this video for, we have to take a look at Link in the Ember Frostbiter Charge set. A detail everyone knows about this set is that when you dye the set, Link's hair color changes. But there is an even smaller detail in this set. Have you found it? Look at Link's hand. Not his dead hand, this hand. You see it? Well, if you don't, Link gets his nails painted to red, blue, or yellow depending on the set. Unfortunately, the nails don't change if you dye the set, but it's a pretty cool detail that I've never seen anyone talk about. Link is now going through his emo phase with his black hair and dyed nails. While the last secret was interesting, this one is more focused on an important character in the story, Riju. Except did you know Riju is an imposter? Riju's name is not Riju. What? No, that can't be right. Well, if you head to the Yiga clan hideout, you'll find a diary written by the creator of the Thunder Helm. In this diary, he'll tell you how he managed to create the Thunder Helm. Here to start a diary though, he says something very interesting. Makila Riju is not to be underestimated. This implies Riju is Riju's last name. This is very odd as nowhere else in the game even alludes to Riju being her last name, not even her character profile. Either this is a funky translation or this is her actual last name that we've never known about. If Riju is a last name though, wouldn't that make Urbosa Riju, since she's the grandmother or great-grandmother of Riju? Another Gerudo secret is in the old Voenyu classroom, which has since been abandoned after the Sand Shroud. In this room, there's a very interesting detail that really confuses me. See this inconspicuous desk? Well, you can move it with Ultra Hand and fuse it for some reason. I'm unstoppable now with my desk sword. This is such a strange detail, I have no idea why this is movable since it's not part of a quest and it has no unique effects. But it's a cool detail nonetheless. This small detail might actually be useful. When you're fighting Gloom Hands, you'll eventually have to fight Phantom Ganon, but don't worry, he's a pushover. Once you kill him, he'll drop one of the best bows in the game, the Demon King's Bow. This bow does more damage depending on how many hearts you have, going up to 60 damage. While great, this bow has another little buff. While it looks like it's made of wood, it's not, so it won't burn in hot environments or from fire attacks. To make it even better, it's not metal, so it won't attract lightning. It's just a great bow to have. This is a small glitch I found while trying to lock the mayor into his house, but if you position a stake so it blocks a door, specifically the handle, and try to open it, Link will proceed to do his best Michael Jackson impression and moonwalk in place for a bit. He'll quickly stop moonwalking and return to normal. Pretty cool, right? And did you know that if a stake is blocking a door, Link will just brute force it and destroy the stake? If you complete the side adventure Madison's Independence, you'll be able to buy a house from Ronson. While the house is pretty cool, the character who works on the house with you is Gruntyson, who, if you've played Breath of the Wild, should be a familiar face. In Breath of the Wild, when you completed Terry Town, Grunty would be found on one of the roofs selling rare armor sets. Another small thing about him is that he's the son of Robbie and Jaren, both of whom are in Tears of the Kingdom. While there's no Grunty in Tears of the Kingdom, there's a schmuck named Gruntyson who looks exactly like him. As revealed by these gossip ladies in Hateno Village, Robbie's son was apparently so desperate for a job, he changed his name to Gruntyson, so that Hudson Construction would hire him. If you didn't know, Hudson Construction only hires people with names ending in son. It's a pretty neat detail that makes a lot of sense for the character. This is a pretty well-known one, pun very much intended, but in Kakariko Village at the bottom of the well, is some strange bloody ruins. This is obviously a callback to the bottom of the well from Ocarina of Time. I wish the reference was expanded on more. But there's also a cooking pot with a notebook next to it down here. This cookbook belongs to the now deceased mother of Coco and Katla, and there's even a little farm down here. I really wish they explored the mother more since she was planned to appear in Breath of the Wild, but didn't. Let's just hope we get more of this family in some future DLC. I found out while recording that Katla can be found down here occasionally, trying to cook her mom's recipes. I thought this was the mother's secret cooking pot, but nope, it's just a child attempting to cook. You know what? This isn't a place for kids. One of the main uses for Bargner statues is to buy dark clumps, a very rare material that can grant temporary gloom hearts when cooked. This may seem like a funky clump of dirt, but when you throw it on the ground, it begins pulsating, not unlike monster guts. What's even more interesting is that the only way to obtain this material without buying it is to fight Phantom Ganon. Judging by the movement and being a drop from Phantom Ganon, what if this is some sort of sealed usable gloom? It's very interesting, and I hope it's explored more in the future. We are nearing the end of the video, and I have a small bonus fact. At the North Akala stable, if you hop down the well and follow a small passageway, you'll find a lone goddess statue. There isn't anything special about it, it just functions like all the others. It's just really strange how there's a random statue down here. Another small secret is the small hot spring by the Bedrock Bistro on Death Mountain, which is actually the shape of a raw gourmet meat in-game. Which is a pretty nice detail since it's what the restaurant sells. A tiny detail about the Zonai emitters is that they're all based on one of the 3 dragons we see roaming the sky of Hyrule. The most obvious is the Shock emitter, which has Farash's single long horn. If you look closely, you can see 2 horns on either side of Flame emitter, which are Dinral's 2 curved horns. Finally, the Frost emitter resembles Nager's crown of horns. The cannon also bears resemblance to the dragons, but it doesn't have a horn that fits any of the dragons we see. I thought they resembled the boar statues from the Zonai ruins, but they don't. I think these kind of resemble the Dark Skeletons, though, with their 3 small horns, but this may just be a coincidence. Finally, the beam emitter resembles a horse and even the Master Cycle Zero a bit. For our final secret, we need to look at Breath of the Wild. There's a single lone silent princess inside Hyrule Castle in that game, specifically in Zelda's study, symbolizing Zelda's journey, and is one of the main reasons silent princesses are so associated with Zelda. This same silent princess remains in Hyrule Castle, despite the castle being lifted into the sky, representing just a shimmer of hope in all the chaos the upheaval is causing. It's pretty cool that the flower remains here, even after the time skip from Breath of the Wild to Tears of the Kingdom. So, that was 11.5 secrets from The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I hope you guys enjoyed, and leave your discoveries down below for a part 2. With that said, see you guys next time.